Stay tuned to the end of this video if you want to find out exactly how to learn a language in 6 weeks or less. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about a subject that is near and dear to my heart because I, at the age of 17, fell hopelessly in love with language learning, probably due to my nonna, who, raised me speaking a lot of Italian and Napoletano all around me. So I always had an ear and a curiosity about it, but I never did anything about it as a kid, and I never had any classes that I liked or stuck with. And I think I'm probably one of about a bajillion people in the world who took Spanish in middle school and high school and doesn't remember much. Thankfully, I changed that later. What I want to talk to you about today is the question, how do you actually learn another language? Is it really possible as an adult? And what exactly does it take to become fluent? And I actually want to work my way backwards. So let's start with that word, that pesky little word fluent. People always ask me, oh, are you fluent in whatever language we happen to be talking about? And the answer is I don't know. Yes, no, a little bit. I think about fluency on a scale of 1 to 10, right? 1 being you know how to say nothing, or maybe hello, thank you, no more than a few words. A 5 is maybe someone who can piece together some minimal conversations. You can order at a bar, you can maybe read a very beginner children's book, and maybe you can, chat with your buddy about what you did today. A 10 would be a native speaker. So in my mind, no one can truly achieve a 10 unless you were born and raised speaking that language. Now, are there some freaks out there who, like in the beginning of the video, might be able to learn a language in 6 weeks and might be able to achieve native fluency with little to no accent? Well, yes, if they have an IQ of 170. So why don't we start out and dispense with the idea that we need to be fluent? Because what does it even mean anyway? How about when you decide you want to learn a language and you really commit to it? How about you determine what fluent means? How good do you want to be? Do you want to be able to watch a movie on Netflix? Do you want to be able to travel to the country and maybe make a couple friends? Do you want to be able to read literature? Do you want to be able to write poetry? These are very different levels of fluency, and it really is up to you, the learner, to decide. I love studying languages because it's fun for me. It challenges my brain in a way that nothing else truly ever has. And so I continue to do it, even though I will probably never be a fluent Japanese speaker. But boy, is it fun to learn Japanese. Now to the question of, is it really possible as an adult? Yes. Short answer, with a caveat. You see, as an adult, you have a scarcity of perhaps the most important part of learning a language, which is time. Not to mention the energy you probably don't have after a long day of work. But let's put all that aside. Let's take all the variables away, and let's say that you did have the time, you had the energy, and you had all the resources available to you. Can you, as an adult, actually learn to speak another language? The research on this is clear, and no, I'm not going to cite it for you because this is a YouTube video and not that kind, right? This is just me telling you what I've learned. The only thing that truly gets affected as we get older is our ability to make the accent. So you might not sound wonderful, but damn it, if you put in the effort and you put in the time, you will be able to achieve some level on that 1 to 10 scale that I talked about earlier. Finally, for the crux of the video, the most important part, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for waiting. How do you actually do it? Well, I already said the answer in this video, and some of you are going to click away as soon as you hear it because you are not going to like it. But the answer is time. Yes, that means that studying grammar, watching Netflix with subtitles, double subtitles even, doing Duolingo and Busuu and having a teacher on italki, traveling to the country and staying for a while, having a pen pal, all of these methods work. Now granted, can you become a level 9 on my scale by Duolingo alone? Probably not. However, you can build a foundation with Duolingo that would set you up for more advanced study. Can you become fluent on any method alone? Well, I don't think so. In fact, when I started studying Italian, I started with asking my nonna to translate some basic phrases for me. And I actually still have the piece of paper to this day. And that was how I memorized maybe 30 expressions, 30 phrases, and it got my teeth wet. That's not my feet wet. The teeth are always wet. From that point on, my curiosity got piqued. I got more and more excited. I used to spend hours in Barnes and Noble looking at the language books just because they were so beautiful and interesting. And I could learn Tagalog next, and I could learn Swedish. I would just thumb through them, spend a couple hours hanging out at Barnes and Noble because I am a cool guy. But I took an Italian grammar book and I went through the whole thing, and wow, I really liked it. And I learned a lot from it. And I actually, through that, not to mention music, my nonna, and a few other basic methods. I was a college student at the time, so I did have some time for extra study. It was just my first year. But what I was able to do was actually achieve a pretty intermediate level, maybe what we might call an A2 or a B1. Enough that it allowed me, when I got to university, to skip into intermediate 1. I was able to have a conversation with my professor, show her my skills, which I was so happy to do, and immediately humbled, by the way. And then I studied Italian a lot at university, like a lot, like it's my major. Perhaps not the most lucrative major on earth, but personally enriching. I will never say anything bad about the people that I studied with and the professors who are still family to me. The point is that I used so many methods to learn a language, even once I was at university. It's not like my teachers just gave me drills every day, and it's not like my teachers just forced us to watch Elmo in Italian. No, we did readings, videos, articles, movies, interviews with real people, because my Italian professor is pretty much a badass. If you want to really learn a language, the answer is simple. Expose yourself to the language every day in as many different ways as you possibly can. Give yourself time, because it is not an easy endeavor, but it is one that you can do. I have faith. Get studying.